Hey guys, have you ever wondered how people manage to get embroidery across the flap of a clutch like this one? Well, it's actually too hard to do with the traditional hoop. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you a few tools, tips, and tricks to make it happen. So before we jump into all the fun stuff, I want to remind you guys that if you have a question at all throughout the video, to leave a comment below and we'll get back to you with an answer. And I also wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to our channel so far. If you are new here, welcome to our channel. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so before we go on with the embroidery process, I want to talk a little bit about the materials and about the preparation process. First off, I want to talk about the design that I'm using. Today I'm going to be embroidering a flower design across the flap of this clutch. And as you can see, with these hoops, I'm going to get I'm going to have more embroidery area to be able to get in. Essentially, with your flat hoops, you can go ahead and hoop it, but you're going to have a very limited space that you can embroider on. So you'll probably just be limited to doing like a monogram or some sort of lettering. Now here, you're going to see that I'm going to have a wide design across the flap of the design. So this is where our hooptech clamps come in. These are our high pressure clamps for unusually shaped items. They have different shapes and sizes, but this is the shape and size that I'm going to use. This is the window that I'm going to use for this particular project. I'm also going to need some temporary adhesive spray and some tearaway stabilizer. I'm using tearaway because my design is not that complex, and this is a thicker material. It's like a pleather type of material, so you don't need anything too stable, so you're not going to need cutaway. You can go ahead and use tearaway. I'm also going to be using my 7511 sharp point needle. That is the best needle for this project. And here you're probably wondering why I have this blue tape out here. This blue tape is actually just for this particular project. I have this closure right here, this kind of like clamp that I'm gonna want to cover up because I don't want it to get damaged with the clamps, because it is gonna get a little close because I want to embroider pretty far down. So I will show you guys that in a minute, but that's just for this particular project. So now very quickly, I'm just going to open up the clutch and we're going to start preparing it for embroidery. And what I'm going to do is just spray the stabilizer with some temporary adhesive spray lightly. This is going to help give a little bit more support. And you can just place it directly above or under in this case. And it'll turn over looking something like this. And now I'm just going to grab my tape and cover up my clasp really quickly because I don't want it to get damaged. So the metal from the hoop is going to touch that clasp a little bit. So if you do have any hardware on your purses or anything that you try to embroider, make sure that you cover it up and you protect it from, damage. All right, so this is all you're gonna have to do in the preparation process. As you can see, this is a lot easier than fidgeting with your traditional hoops. And the rest is just going to be installing it onto the clamp and putting the clamp together onto the machine. So I'm going to quickly show you guys how this whole contraption works. It's actually quite simple. So here I have 3 pieces. This is the bracket that's going to go onto my machine. This is the lever that I'm going to use to apply the pressure. This is what's basically going to hold down your material. As you can see, it's very durable, heavy duty, so it's going to be able to have the strength to hold your thick materials. This is going to be the window, and I'm going to attach this. Now these windows are interchangeable. You can use different size ones. This is the best size for my project today. So I'm going to go ahead and just attach this, slide this in, and then turn the knob clockwise to secure it. Now this top frame is going to go above the window. This is kind of going to be like your top hoop, and you're going to want to slide the notch in the center with the little tabs in the end. So you're going to have to apply some pressure on one side to be able to get in, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. So as you can see, this is now the whole clamp installed together, and now the only thing that's left is to install it into the machine. So let's go on over to the machine so you guys can see how it's done. All right, so this is the Ricoma EM1010. If you guys do not have this machine, that's okay, because these clamps are compatible with other multi-needle embroidery machines. It's just this hardware that's right here that's adjusted. This one right here, I'm just gonna go in, if you're watching for EM1010 users, I'm just gonna go in and connect the pins right here on this bracket to the hardware on the clamps. Now, I did want to mention, of course, if you have some other bracket, cap attachment, flat attachment onto your machine, of course you need to remove it before you put this one in. All right, so make sure that you get those screws in there nice and tight, and then we're ready for the action. All right, so now that I have the material exactly where I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and press down on this lever, and that's going to clamp it nice and tight. Now you can hoop it before and then insert it into the machine, or you can do what I did, which is insert into the machine and then place the material. I recommend doing it this way because if you have any bulky materials, you don't have to mess around with it too much. You can just slide it on in. So now I'm gonna go ahead and push down on the lever, and that's gonna clamp it nice and tight. So now our material is ready for some stitches. So I've already traced my design, and I actually wanted to mention that I also flipped my design on my screen because I am, the way I'm inserting the purse, I want it to flap over. So it's gonna need to embroider kind of upside down, and then when it flaps over, it's gonna be the right side up. So let's go ahead and press start. So here is the finished product. As you can see, the stitches are looking great. They look clean. Just to recap, I used my 7511 sharp point needle, and I used tearaway stabilizer. With these clamps, I was able to do it quite easily. Now, I did want to mention that I reminded you guys to flip your design if you were going to do something like this. And although I did flip my design when I reminded you guys, I ended up switching the hoop size, and I forgot to flip it again when I switched the hoop size. So that was my bad. So now I got the design kind of upside down. But luckily, this is a symmetrical design, and you can't really even tell that there's something wrong with it. So I'm still gonna use this. I love it. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button below and to subscribe to our channel. And I also wanted to tell you guys about our newsletter. I have linked it below. If you haven't signed up yet, I recommend signing up because you will get our best content emailed to you, so you will not miss a thing. And last but not least, before we go, I want to take the time to invite you guys to our Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery. In there, you can chat with me and thousands of other embroiderers. We're constantly sharing tips, answering any questions you have. So go in there, join the group, and feel free to introduce yourself. I'll see you guys in the group. Bye.